Hey everybody, welcome to another episode. So, the day's finally here. As you can see behind me, the Grand Design Service techs are here to finally address the slide out. They've already done a measurement of the flex, and I guess it was only an eighth of an inch thus far, but we'll see as time goes on what the assessment is once I start diving into this. But as you all know, the slide has failed again, and the kingpin, as I mentioned, is flexing in the frame. So as we go through today, as they are fixing things, they've asked not to be filmed, and so I'll respect their wishes and not film them working, but I'll give you updates as we move forward. Okay, right now they're taking the screws out of the tracks for the Schwintek system on this slide on the inside. This slide won't come out but maybe 2 inches. So they're going to start from inside to remove those, loosen it up, and then they're going to take the column or loosen the column up and try to back them out inside so the slide will come free. For those of you that have seen my other videos where you take all this Schwintek stuff off, that's basically what they're doing right now. And then see if they can't get the slide out and realigned and then put the new one on. And as far as the frame issues, I think they're gonna wait to decide what to do on that once they get this part fixed. Because if the frame continues to flex like it does, it's just gonna break again, as you all know. All right, as you can see, they got the slide kind of halfway out, and now they're going to be taking the screws off on this side. Okay, one of the things I've noticed now that they've got it out a little bit is this track is really chewed up right here, as you can see. So that was part of the problem, but as one of the technicians assessed, that over on the front side there, bottom, is really jammed up against the column and the gear. So while the guys are working on that, let's go over a few maintenance tips and tricks for the Schwintek Slide-Out system. Okay, you can't see me, but you can see all this, and this is where we're going to be working. But the first thing we're going to do, and as I mentioned before, I have the CRC heavy duty silicone, and you notice there's a little hook in the spray straw that I have in here. So what you're first going to do is you're going to grab the seal and roll it back, and you can kind of see there is the motor that drives the slide. Well, just beneath the motor we have a little a shim, and then that goes down to the gearbox. Again, we don't want to put silicone spray or any grease or oil on this track. We want to put it right above there inside where that shim is. It's kind of like a little bearing. So as you see, the hook, instead of spraying straight, it sprays it right in there. You just do a little squirt like that, and that's all you really need to do to keep that lubricated. Now down in the bottom we have a little roller. You can do a little squirt roller. It's just a nylon roller, and I'm just kind of putting it on the bearing of the roller, and that slides underneath this track. So it just goes right on there. And we have the same thing on the bottom, so we'll just put a little squirt there as well on the bottom track. And that's all there is to in maintaining and putting a little lubricant on this. So again, we don't want to put it on the track. We want to keep it just on the top of that little spline. I'll peel that back again. Right in there. Okay? So that's it. Now the second thing we're going to do while we're up here is we are going to clean and put a little lubricant, or conditioner I should say, not lubricant, but conditioner on these rubber seals. You want these seals to stay very supple and move around. So it's a simple application. You just simply spray it on, and then you take a rag and you just wipe it off. It's that simple. Now you do that all around the entire slide, both top, bottom, sides, and that's all there is to it. While we're up here, should you ever have a problem with your slide and you can't get it to close or open, and you need to release the motor so you can manually push the slide in and be on your way, all you simply do is open this piece of rubber, fold it back, and you see there's a screw. You take that screw out, and that basically holds the motor in. You take the screw out, and you flip this open, and you see the motor right here, and there's a little slot right up on the top of the motor, and all you do is slide the motor up. It only goes about a ½ inch, and it disengages these gears, and both on the top and the bottom. When it disengages those, and you do it on both sides, it allows the slide to go in manually, so you can push it in manually. Now, I'm not going to tease you. It is not easy to do. This particular slide is very high in the air, so you really couldn't do it. I would have to back my truck up to the side of the slide and get in the bed of the truck to push it in, and it still will be quite a bit of effort, but it could be done. But that's how you do it. So you just release this screw, you slide the motor up about a ½ inch, and it frees this gear to where you can manually slide that in. Again, you do this on both sides, and then it'll manually go in. Now, if you have a fault in the slides of the motors, it's not operating properly, you'll have to also go to the control box and see what the lights are flashing. That'll tell you what type of issue that you're having. And let me go show you that here in a little bit. Kind of see them right there. There's one for the starboard side, and there's the other one for the port side. Now, right now I don't have any flashing lights, but if you had flashing reds and greens, you just look on those control boxes and it'll tell you what those flashing lights represent, meaning what the fault is. Now, to reset it, I'm going to get a little closer here. You can see there's a black arrow by that little opening, and that black arrow is the reset button, and there's instructions on the box on how to do this. But all you do is you tap that reset button 6 times, and on the 7th time you need to push and hold it until the lights change, and it'll give you a flashing code of what exactly is wrong. And you look just below on the grid there, if you can kind of see that. I apologize if it's not great, it's hard to reach in here. But it'll tell you exactly what the code is. But by resetting it and holding it on the 7th one, you're basically turning it off and putting it in manual mode, and that allows you to go back inside your unit, hit the switch, and the slide should come all the way in. If it does not, then you have some other issues, and you have to release the motor like I showed you earlier, and then manually push the slide in. But that's how you can get yourself out of a jam if you're out and about and you have a problem with one of these slides. This is not common. It does happen from time to time, but it doesn't happen often, so should be okay. All right? So know where your slide controllers are should you ever have an issue. My slide controllers are inside my front locker here, where the generator and the batteries are located.
Now let's get back to the installation of the new Schwintek slide system the Grand Design techs are putting in for the 10th time.
Okay, they've got the column and the tracks off on this side, and they're prepping the other ones to go back in here. And I'm sure they'll take the measurements and get the slide itself all lined up and square in the opening, so it goes in true. And for those who don't know, I basically use jack stands here to hold up the slide while they're working on it. And by the way, to get these columns out of here and these tracks, there's silicone on there, so they have to cut the silicone before they can try to remove them, otherwise it would remove the stickers and everything else on here. Okay, they have the front side slide on, or I'm sorry, not the slide, the Schwintek mechanism on. and there's just one screw up there that broke at the head, so they're going to drill that out and put a bigger screw in there. They lined it up so the rail is 2.5 inches from the edge of the slide here, both top and bottom. But I asked the question, should it not be made sure it was centered in the opening? And apparently it's supposed to float. So it will float back and forth. So I hope that's correct. All right. This side is done. In fact, all of it's done. It's all resynced, all caulked up, and we tested it. It goes in square, comes out nice and easy. So hopefully this solves the problem. As far as the frame flex here, they didn't see much of a flex except for up and down here, which was excessive. So I'm going to put a camera here the next time I move, and then we'll film how much this is moving and send that up to them and have them take a look at that and assess what they want to do about that. But there's no frame repairing or inspection today. They're not taking that apart. But at least the slide's working, and I've got my slide out back. See you later, Grand Design. Guarantee we'll be seeing these guys again. Okay, so there you have it. The slide is all fixed and working, and we got our living room back, finally. It's only a month and a half. We didn't have it again. Not sure if this is going to be the end of all of this. Hopefully it is going to at least be a few months. We'd love to have our living room for at least a month before it breaks again, because traditionally we've been going a month, maybe 2 months before one breaks, and we can't use the living room, or we can, but we're cramped in there. Anyway, I'll give you guys an update as to what we're going to be doing with the frame once I take the video. I'm going to mount a camera on the hitch pin, and we'll see the flex that way. The measurements that they were doing, they said it was within tolerance, so the way they measured it was a little different than what I was told to measure, so we'll see. May have another video on that. But I'm excited to have it done. Mike and Matt, the two mobile techs from Grand Design, nice guys, fantastic guys. A little more efficient than the last guys that were here from Grand Design. So that's all good. And that's about it. I think it's now time to have a little lunch and call it a day. So don't forget to hit that little like, subscribe, ring that little bell to let you know I'm putting out another video, and make it a great bucket list day.